Hi, Mark. Hi, Jeff. Jeff's coming in from Massachusetts. I'm not sure where Mark's coming in from. Hi, Mark.
Mark,
Where are you coming in from?
is that Mark Nixon?
Yes, it is, I think.
Hi, Valerie. Hi, Shannon.
Mark's with
Hi.
Zoc AI.
Okay.
Doc.
Hi,
Okay.
Mark. Nice to meet you.
I
Are you
couldn't
in
hear anybody
California?
volume. I was listening, but I couldn't hear anything. It's nice to meet you too, Jude. Thank you for having me.
Judy, you're in Arizona, right?
Yes, I am in Tucson, Arizona.
And Jeff is in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Mark, where are you at?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, amazing. My son might be working there next summer, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that it's not confirmed yet.
Well, we have
That's really random, right? Of all places in the world.
And we also have Valerie typing in the chat. She says, hello, everyone. Sorry, I don't have audio, but she's in San Diego. Thanks.
Oh, hi, Valerie. Thanks for joining us. What about Shannon? Where's Shannon from?
I don't know how to do this.
We can hear you, Shannon.
You can hear me? Oh, I'm in San Diego.
Okay, great. How about you, Beth? Hi, Beth. I know you don't have your audio on.
You can type in the chat too.
There we go. Hello.
Hi, Beth. Where are you
show you
at?
my face too. I'm new to this group, so thank you for welcoming me.
Welcome.
Where are you at? Are you in San Diego?
Yes, I'm in San Diego. My husband started a new job at Cymer and found out about you guys through that. And also, I think my mother-in-law had read about you.
Oh, and what do you have a child with autism?
I do. He's a high school student, 15 years old. He's on the spectrum. Although super high functioning, sometimes we wonder, but I want to learn more and see what we could be doing.
Same.
Okay, great. Where's he going to high school?
Poway High.
Okay, good. Great. Okay, well, we had 15 RSVPs, but I think, Rebecca, do you want to kick it off today? Okay.
Yes, I would.
All right.
Welcome, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Welcome to our weekly Lunch and Learns. All right, a couple Zoom rules for those of you who are new, or if you need a refresher. We typically ask you to mute yourself if you're not speaking. We recommend speaker view for presentation. Video sharing is optional, though we love to see all of your smiling faces. And feel free to type any questions or comments into the chat. We typically have a Q&A with our guest speaker for the last 10-15 minutes, or if they end early, we can just make it a discussion. We're kind of go with the flow here, but you're always welcome to go into the chat, ask any questions. I'll be keeping my eye out for that. And at the end, you can also unmute yourself too. A quick update from Autism Tree. We've now had 370 brand new families join our Autism Tree family since January 1st of this year, which is an incredible just amount of families. So welcome to all of our new families. Thanks for being here and watching. We offer, if those of you are new to Autism Tree, you don't know how we work, we offer 20 programs, 9 are in person, 7 are hybrid, and 4 are virtual. So we have a reach, in person, we're in San Diego County, but we've got virtual programs for anybody across the United States or the world. So anyone is welcome. We have 19 upcoming events in May and June. So you can always check back to our social media for announcements. We love to announce new events or, anybody from our community, we empower them to do events for our families and open new doors and create new opportunities. So we always post them on our social media. That's a good way to stay connected with us. We have events just this week that are happening. We have a Padres game actually happening right today, right now. We were able to get our families free tickets to the San Diego Padres, which happens during the summer. So stay tuned for more dates for those. We have an adaptive dance class this Saturday for ages 13 to 24. That happens every other week at Tap Fever Studios in Pacific Beach. We have our musical play group, which I'm really excited. That's early intervention focused for kids that are under 5 years old or well, under 7 years old. And that's a really great fun musical play group. We have music therapists from the Music Therapy Center of California doing that play group for us. That's this Saturday at 1 p.m. at their office in Kearney Mesa. We also have, I'm really excited for this, a fit and fun open gym activity day for those families, for their kids who want to run around and have fun. We partnered with Momentum Acrobatics, and they're letting us use their gym for just a fun open gym activity day. We have a bunch of volunteers that we'll be pairing our kids with to keep them safe. And that's happening this Sunday as well. We have 594 videos on our YouTube channel. So this will be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel. We use these as resources all the time for new families. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you'd like to always stay up to date with our Lunch and Learns. Right now, we've had 144 Lunch and Learns uploaded. It's all on a playlist, so you can go back and watch any of these at your own time and get any new resources. So now I'm going to pass it off to Dana Hoff, our co-founder and executive director. She's going to introduce Judy Parker, our amazing guest speaker for today.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's so nice to be here with you all, and it's really hard to believe that it's May already. And I love the topic that Judy is sharing today about never stop learning. I feel like that is so relevant, and especially since Rebecca and I have been working together for years now, and this is my 21st year being the founder and executive director of Autism Tree. My husband and I, for some of you that are new, started Autism Tree when our son Garrett was diagnosed at 3. He's now 24 and going into his 3rd year at Duke Law School. I share that with you because I think it's relevant to the topic of never stop learning. And I don't normally start out my introduction like this, but I want to say that everything's possible. And it's why I continue to believe so deeply in Autism Tree. The road is challenging for neurodiverse people. Neurodiverse people are not included currently in diversity, equity, inclusion. And I'm sharing that because that's something I'm working very hard on right now with Rebecca and in our Global Neurodiversity Conference that will be taking place this November. It'll be our 10th year. And I think it's extraordinarily important that we're all here together and that we realize we have to continue to bring as many people in our communities to the table, like everyone has done that is included in diversity, equity, inclusion. So neurodiversity is not. We need to have a much bigger. It doesn't matter that you're a parent or a grandparent or a family member. I mean, when you look at the other people who have paved the way for diversity, equity, inclusion, it included such a big, vast network. And so while our network is incredible to me and we're such a big family at Autism Tree, the time is now. We're on our 2nd generation of children. And my message has to be much stronger as long as I'm being the executive director of saying, we need way more hands and boots on the ground. Absolutely. And we need to open more doors, even though if you look at what we're doing, we're providing 20 programs and we do over 200 events a year on our calendar. You can just go to our calendar last year and print it out. We do that sometimes when we're having meetings with a CEO or a community partner. Here's everything we did last year. Why do we do that? Because we want community, we want connection, but we also have to continue to open doors. Every single day, we're trying to open doors for the generation that's already been here and is now trying to go to college or get jobs. And we're trying to do a better job for this new generation that because of the pandemic and because of everyone now, including ourselves, using the Zoom platform, our numbers have just spiked. I mean, we would bring in probably around 300 new families a year, I would guess 200 to 300. Now we've already done that, have that many new families coming at us, and we're only in May. Last year we had 767 new families go online, do intake forms for their whole family, asking for help. For a lot of times it's not just their child with autism. They'll have a child with OCD or ADHD or what have you. So I'm sharing this with you because this is the landscape at Autism Tree, and I know some of you are new, that how we lead this foundation every day of every year is leading with love. That's number one. And so if you're here, I tend to think you're drawn to the foundation because we are a really love-driven organization, and we all love the neurodiverse individuals that we're trying to help achieve their goals. And I want to give you a shout out, Jeff. Jeff has been probably to almost every Lunch and Learn. Jeff is coming to us from Massachusetts. He's been an incredible part of our team, building this platform of a Lunch and Learn, and also our neurodiverse global conference, which again has had over 200,000 views, is housed on UCTV, records it. And I can't encourage you enough. If you can come this year, it's going to be incredible. It is every year. And with that, I just want to say that I feel really grateful right now. I really, really do. I love working with Rebecca. We've been short-staffed since last November. And what an incredible thing for me to say with total sincerity is that I feel closer to Rebecca, who I work with every day, than I ever have. And I'm saying that after we've been short-staffed since last November. It's a lot for us. But somehow I feel like we are bringing out the best of each other and this organization. So I'm sharing a lot of things today because I think that somehow you inspire me, Judy, in our pre-call, just knowing that, Judy has been a community leader in so many different aspects as, a wife, a mother, a professor, so many different roles you play, Judy. The list could go on and on, but I think as a woman, I'm inspired by you of how you're always just so real whenever we speak. And I think that that's something we can all appreciate today with the world just being so many things coming at us. It's really calming when you're with someone and you're like, where they're real, and that their intention is always to help other people and do the right thing. And I would be remiss to not say how much that means to me personally, Judy. And I want to thank you for all that you do for others and for making time out of your busy schedule to be here today. And just give you the floor and say, welcome to Autism Tree, and enjoy this moment.
Wow, thank you, Dana. Thank you, Rebecca. Oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. I'm just so happy to be here and happy to share whatever it is in the time we have together here. And I really do appreciate that you are giving me your time. And so I'll do my best. When Dana asked me to speak, and I said, "What do you want me to talk about?" And she said, "Just talk from the heart, just speak from the heart." And so I will, with some boundaries, some structure with it. So I will tell you, I will share with you, and feel free to use the chat. I know that was mentioned. Just if you have any questions along the way, I will try to answer any questions that you have with what I am about to share with you. And first of all is my relationship with Autism Tree and where I had been going, where my journey with education and where it has been and where it is today and what I'm doing currently. And with a company called ZOC, I would like to share with you this unique platform tool that I'll end it with that, and then any questions that you have about it. In fact, I wanted to share with you, I am using this ZOC tool. It's a recording tool that captures the essence of what speakers. So if you zoom in and zoom out, sometimes I do, and in Zoom, you do that a lot, is that you may be doing multitasking, which is a lot of what we do in today's world with technology. And like Dana said, we can be overwhelmed with all kinds of solutions and things out there, and okay, what can we'll grab onto this and try this one, we'll grab onto this one, and so forth. And so with this, I think it's interesting that in the end it captures some information. It's really, this app is used for the classroom, and like I said, I'll talk about that later. But I do want to make sure that I'm used your time properly. So I'll just start with how I got to know Autism Tree. And it was the relationship. It started with Todd Hoff, Dana's husband. We went to school together. And then fast forward, I saw what they were doing. They founded this organization, and it was very interesting to me. And some of the events that they had put together, and this was 21 years ago, right? 2003, which is when my daughter was born. I should remember that. And when I went to one of the first events that was hosted by the Wright family, I think Karen is in the Zoom call, and her daughter, Kathy Wright, which is one of my best friends. I went to the event and I thought, how cool is this? This is so neat that they have this community of people, and how fun, just bringing people together. Just that was the focus. Let's come together as a community and share some information. And so the more I learned about it, and then raising my own 2 children, I thought, wow, this is really important. This is a need. I have struggled with my own from a personal standpoint, and also as an educator. As Dana said, I'm a college professor, had been for over 20 years at USD, University of San Diego, the School of Business. And as I've seen the struggles of when my daughter, who couldn't read, and I thought it was a learning issue. I thought she just didn't know how to learn, or didn't know, I thought it was some kind of learning thing. And then later found out it was something that was her attention and focus and vision. She had some vision issues. And to make a long story short, we went through some vision therapy, but there was also some other things that were going on too. Fast forward, she didn't want to go to school. She lost motivation of going to school, and even all the way to high school. Through high school, she wanted to drop out. She wanted to drop out of high school. That was just, to me, the ultimate, as a parent, a hard struggle to get through. So while that was all happening, and while I was in school, and why I went back to school and got my doctorate in education, was to understand what was really going on in education and what I have learned. And one of the things, and this is part of my dissertation and my study, was how technology has just taken over. It's just been there's a prevalence in the classroom, and the digital distractions are real that impact the learning. And in fact, there's evidence that's clear that's been happening and going on, that that not only it impacts the learning, but lower test scores, distractions, and then, like I said, the loss of learning and some demotivation and things like that. So I wanted to really get to know and learn about that, and not just, yes, it is real that the digital distractions were occurring and were a problem. And in fact, statistics where there's just one, I'm just going to throw out there, 60% of lower test scores as a result of the use of personal electronic devices. We called it cyber loafing for off-task purposes. And we're not talking about multitasking here. I'm talking about task switching. So what happens is when the brain, when you're focused on, let's say, on a technology, and that happens much more, you're sucked in and you can't think of anything else. And it takes 15 minutes for you to get back on track and then focused on what it is that you need to be focused. So 15 minutes of loss of learning. And no wonder that 60% of the students, of learners, lower test scores have occurred. So I wanted to just bring up the statistics, and then my research, and then the why, and why is it that went into education and studied that instead of study something else. And that is really, it was because the motivation and the inspiration came from my own children and what was going on in education with them, that they weren't getting the support, they weren't getting the help they needed in the classroom. Teachers didn't understand what ADHD was. They really, they wanted to understand. It wasn't that they didn't try. It was just that they weren't educated in that. And they really did think it was just not real. And that was a struggle too. They thought the students were not trying, and, or their techniques were just not working out for them. And so I was really struggling with that. And so was my daughter. Here's one thing that I think that helps in community, and why Autism Tree has been, I think, great, is that I have a family member, my other daughter was helping my younger daughter in tutoring her and helping her. And I said to her, I said, so did she figure out what it is that she was struggling with? And sure enough, after tutoring her, and this was math that she was not getting, she got it. And it made me realize that, yeah, you need community, you need that support, you need some, a boost, a help, those that are around you and that understand and that are loving, and Dana's saying about the love there is that that is so important. And so more of the reason I feel the need to continue on and help others. So I just wanted to give you just some background about, what my relationship was with Autism Tree, and then why I did what I'm doing in my education and in the study of my of what I did, and then where I am today. And that is that I wanted to see some tools. What are some ways to manage the cyber-loafing behavior, whether it's that off-task behavior that I've seen in the classroom that was going on. And I saw it and like I said, I've been in working in higher education for over 20 years at USD. Now let's go back in time, 2002. You see in the classroom about maybe 1 or 2 cell phones, not smartphones, cell phones. And then years later, you see they started to trickle into the classroom. Then you see a laptop here, you see another laptop there, and then all of a sudden you lost your audience. You just completely, everyone's lost. And so if you put in those with learning differences or learning challenges, or those who are neurodivergent, then you've got, as a professor or just the environment itself, there are issues. So what's, I think, lost here is it's not a student problem, it's not a professor problem, it's an environmental, it's all of those things that are not being, there's always, what I see is pointing blame at, well, it's the students not trying harder, or the professor's not trying harder, or the environment isn't. It's all those multiple things that are occurring. And we call that social cognitive behavior. That's by Bandura, that examines all those different areas that are going on. And without that, then you're not going to be able to tackle and manage the problem well. So, so I just wanted to just give you, just some, what the issues are and what are the potential, what I've examined here of that would lead up to one of the solutions that I wanted to bring up is about Zoc. So I'm just going to bring that up right now because I know, we're getting into 30 minutes. So I'm all about staying on task here. So I'm going to screen share with you. And then if you have any questions about it, we can go from there. So let me see if I could get this going. All right. I'll try again.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. There it is. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to scroll down. Sorry about that. So I just wanted to just share with you, this is the Doc app I was telling you about. It's a really unique tool that's used for all types of learners. It doesn't necessarily mean it's, and like Dana was saying, yes, autism is one. I think that the type of learner, it can fall into so many different areas of those who are in need. And maybe your child has been diagnosed with this, maybe not, maybe you're not sure, but it's good to know and to test. And I did see that on, which is, I think was good, on the Autism Tree website, is to see that checklist that's in there, to see and question, and then talk to your doctor about that, and find out or look into that a little bit more, to see and understand. But regardless, as my daughter says, labels are not important. And what's important is to just take on what's important to your child, because each child, or I should say, whether it's your child or maybe you have an adult child, you have someone who's a young adult who is dealing with this, or another family member, whether or not it's everyone in some way is dealing with a challenge, a special challenge. And I think that in the classroom, what this app can do and this tool can do is it can help in the learning. So what you do is you just download this app, and I'm just going to share with you. I'm going to scroll to this video here so you could see how it works, and then I'll just go from here. But basically, it is a personal digital assistant that helps with capturing the notes and taking it a step further, summarizing it, so it highlights what it is that you captured from the lecture, the instruction, and then it tests you on your knowledge, and that it takes a step further to make sure that you stay motivated, you stay on task. And when you're in the classroom and maybe you're off task and maybe something's going on, this can help you stay on track and on task and learning. So here it goes. Here's the video on how this app works. So excuse the music. It's kind of, I don't know, suiting the world.
Actually, Judy, we're not hearing it.
Oh,
You might need to reshare your screen to like just the video that might have popped up for you. We're just looking at the PDF right now.
we're just, so the video's not showing.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So do I,
Oh, I was just gonna say, when you share the screen, it asks you a question at the bottom. I forget what it says, but you can click on it. I think it allows audio and video to go through.
okay, got it. Okay. Let me see.
Mar.
Oops, okay. Well, if you go on to, and I'm going, just for the sake of time here,
Yeah, I can also share it via the chat, or like we provide a resource.
I just put it on the website there. Their website is called zoc.ai, and if you go there and you click onto it, it shows the video. You can watch it on your own time. Yeah. And really it's just showing how it works, how you download the app, and it is free. So for now, and we'll make sure that it stays free for Autism Tree. So when it does become that is something that I'll make sure that it stays for those who are in part of the Autism Tree community, so that you can see how it works. And so far the results are, and in the presentation, it just says that the results that just say that it has been just a game changer for students in that how they were able to capture the notes and take the quizzes and then be able to stay on track and then watch and see their grades improve. That is not the most important part. I know, of course, students love that. Oh, my grades are great. But the end result is how I see it is like I was going back to with my daughter with the motivation part that she lost is you can easily just get off track or just tune out or you miss things and something happens or you don't show up in a classroom due to an anxiety attack or something. And in this way, you do stay on track and you're not missing out on the information. And the tests are built on, and this is what I like about this company is that they want to make sure that it's based on scientific learning models, such as Bloom's taxonomy of learning. And so they're continuing to learn. So they never stop learning. And that's what I liked about them is that they wanted to make sure that they are on top of the latest in what learning platforms are working for the whole educational community. So like I was saying, it's just not about just the students, but it's also about those who are part of that environment. And that's what I primarily wanted to say about that. So when, and then I'll just finalize it with this is that what's important to me in learning is, and I already said this in motivation, you got to have that motivation. If you don't have that motivation, it's hard to get. That's hard. But at least there's something here that can be, I call this as a safety net, a boost. You also have to have model learning. You have to have somebody who is there to help you and demonstrate and show, okay, look, these are how notes are taken, or this is how you need to be, showing somebody how to do a problem and problem solving, let's say an equation or something like that. You've got to have that model learning there of that behavior. So if you see watch someone doing something, they will, if they see good behavior or the way it should be done, then chances are it will be followed and the learning happens. Another thing is goal setting. You got to have those goals to be set in place in there, whether it's just okay, by the end of this day or by the end of this week, and then by the end of the month that are set in place. And I think that that's also important and critical there. And then that's where you can get self-regulation, how you can get something that just is repeatedly happening for the learner, where they can ultimately achieve mastery and then, of course, what they want, good grades, right? What they all want. So it's hard to manage in the world that we're in with technology. It's just really hard to navigate. And I feel that, my whole goal and my focus of where I'm at right now has shifted over the years from just learners to, okay, who are really truly in need? Who are the learners that are in need and why they need the tools that they need? What are the ideal tools for them? And that's why I'm here and talking with you about this. And I see this as an example of something Zoc can be helpful to learners of anyone who wants to learn. Just like in that movie, Ratatouille, anyone can cook. I do truly feel anyone can learn. If you want to be an honor student, you can be an honor student. Anything is possible. And that's why I'm here today to talk to you and share with you my information and where I am in my research and about the Zoc learning tool. So I hope that was helpful. Any questions you have about anything? Thing from my education, through working as a professor, my research, the cyber loafing behavior, talking about that, Zoc, anything.
Go ahead, Tamar. You can go first. She's got her hand raised.
Oh, okay. I have several questions. I've never heard of this tool. I think it's amazing. What is it? What's the age for, like, how soon can somebody start using it? Is it kindergarten, preschool? And is it different levels? Does it grow with you? And like who worked on this with you? It just sounds like an amazing tool.
Go to the website and you'll see, I know my name is the only one on there, highlighted on there right now, because what they see is really important is the research and the science behind it. It started with, you're not going to believe this, my brother-in-law is one of the founders, and that's how I discovered it. We were in his kitchen and he was telling me about this. He's an engineer from Caltech. He's also into education and higher education. And he was telling me, sharing me about this app. And I said, wait a second, I've been in higher education, right? I've been doing this, working on all these years. And oh, he's an engineer and he's just so laser. This is just him. He's so laser focused on what he was doing. All these questions started asking, like Bloom's taxonomy of learning and, learning platforms and things. The answer to your question is that in all ages, you can, as soon as if it's kindergartner, if they can read, I think as soon as they can read, or you can read this to them. If the teacher is okay with it, you want to make sure the teacher's okay. And I think that's really important. Right now, we're just focusing on higher ed, but it's going to go from K through beyond, way beyond. So did that answer your questions?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so you can see the history of Zoc they have on the website, but and then it's been in development for the past couple of years. And I did take down that presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, and that fun presentation provided to you. But I wanted to show you the last slide. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick. Is it shut down on me? Are there any other questions? While I'm bringing that up, I just want to make sure.
Well, thank you, first of all. This has been a really, really helpful presentation. Never heard that term, cyber loafing, but my son is a chronic cyber loafer and also a serious underperformer in school. So I think this could be really helpful. So you sort of addressed my first question, which is, I assume this is something a teacher has to be on board for because it's actually recording their class. Is that kind of how it works?
Yes, so they have to be on board. Here it is. So going back to it. So here's just some testimonials about that. And then who benefits. And these statistics are there from, you're probably familiar with these statistics. There I am. Woo. And I wanted to just just focus on the fact that they are all about making sure, if you go on their website, it does say there is a disclaimer in there, make sure that the teacher approves and knows that they are being recorded. Here is also showing the history and usage and where it is right now. They are in pilot programs, and so they are in partnerships with primarily universities. So going back to the teachers, anyone can download this. It is free. And I did have my daughters have downloaded the app. I said, make sure, I told them the same thing, make sure your teachers, professors, or even tutors know about this and that they are okay with it. But with all that said, being on Zoom, we've been recording our lectures on Zoom during the COVID times. And so from what I have learned, professors are okay with it. That so far that I have. I've been interviewing a number of different professors, and they especially think this is important for those who need it. And not everyone can get an IEP. That's another issue. I wanted to bring that up. Not everyone can get an IEP. And that's a challenge. Or you're going through that process and you have to make sure you got the right paperwork and this and that. So while that's going, then this can also be helpful.
And my other question is, if a student is running this app, because what the cyber loafing is they're really using other apps that they probably shouldn't be using in class. How does it kind of prevent them from doing that and kind of get them refocused?
It's a good question. So I'm running it right now, the app, and it does, I guess, you know what, you have to shut down the other things when it's running. It forces you to have to keep it on. And so far that I've seen that, because I wanted to go and text something. Oh no, you got this app running at the same time. But also with all that too, is that I found that I think what would be helpful is to have this built into the LMS or the learning management system. So when they go to, for example, Canvas, it would be there and readily available for them. So that is, I think, a solution. And then that way the students don't even have to worry about having the app at all. That's what I would like, is to just completely, and I'm not talking about a ban in cell phones, because, technology bans, it's just not going to happen. But
yeah, we've almost found they need them. A teacher will say, get your phone out and scan this QR code. And so I have had a hard time just grounding him from it.
Exactly. And then they have to learn how to self-regulate. So there has to be, I think, boundaries with that, learning and managing it at the same time.
Okay, well, we'll check it out. Thank you.
So any other questions? I think, was there something in the chat?
Karen just said, Karen Wright, she said, Judy, super proud of you and grateful for your passion for Autism Tree. This app will change the lives of so many.
That's sweet.
And so did Kathy Johnson. She was on here a little bit earlier and she said, amazing presentation, Judy. I have to step into another meeting, but I love you.
Oh, well, I thank you guys for the support that you have provided for Autism Tree and being here. And if there are any other questions that you have, it doesn't stop here. So I'm on LinkedIn, and then you can follow whatever research that is going forward, what I'm working on. I'll be sure to post the latest on that. And I am going through USC right now to make sure that we are testing the effectiveness of it. We want to make sure and reveal anything else that we need to know that comes up, and any issues that come up with our students. And so one thing I've learned, because I teach online as well. So I teach online in the classroom, and in person and in the classroom, and then online I see dropout rates. So whatever we can do to minimize that, and maybe this is a solution for that. And that's something that I'm very interested in, because going back to what I experienced with my daughter, fortunately, I like to say, I want to end with a positive note here. She's in college. She graduated early. She ended up graduating. She petitioned, and I was concerned about that. I thought she was avoiding, but instead it worked for her, because now she's in an environment in a college that's supportive of her needs. And get this, no technology is allowed in their classroom. No technology is allowed in their classroom. And then she's in a technology-free dorm. I don't know how, why, I mean,
wow.
But to me, that's interesting that she's in a technology-free dorm. And yeah, there's a landline. It's like it's really old school, but it's not, they have computer rooms. They do have that. It's not like it's completely old school, but it's just an environment that works for her.
Would you mind sharing the name of the school, Judy?
St. John's College.
And where is it located?
They have 2 locations. They have one that is in Annapolis, Maryland, which is their old campus, and then their newest campus, you call it newest, in the 1960s, I think it was built. It's in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And they have about 800 students total. So approximately 400 students per campus. And so it isn't for everyone. You're in a classroom size of about 15 to 20, and you are encouraged to communicate. So another thing I think is a myth about those with autism, that they don't communicate, they don't socialize. I think there's they can, I mean, they do have that ability. There might have some, ability, other issues. So like I said, it's good to learn and know what it is the issues are, and everyone is different, and everyone's different in their learning.
Thank you, Judy, for sharing about your daughter. Congratulations to her. That's so
Thank
amazing.
you.
That's amazing news.
Thanks. And yeah, she's coming home in 2 days, and she finished her semester, and she passed. She passed. And she said, "Oh wow, that's hard." And I said, "College is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be, not to put you over the edge. There's like that threshold."
Go ahead, Tamar.
That's so great. Is this her first year in college? I'm not sure if you mentioned
Yes.
it's her first year. Okay, because my daughter's about to start. She's about to graduate in a few weeks, and
That's great.
it's scary. We're keeping her local for the first year, but it is so scary. And you just inspired me. So thank you so much, because
Oh,
I mean, just hearing your daughter's reaction, and I love how you just said it's work. It takes work. You are setting her up for success, and you really inspired me. Thank you.
it's a balance, right? So you got to get a sense, a feel of how they are. You really got to, and the community is so important. And that's where I feel like, and I don't know if I said this enough about with Autism Tree, she volunteered. She also been a part of the community. It helped her to know it and get to know it. Those and the support that there is in there that helped us. So it was huge. And so thank you for sharing what's going on. And to see this is what it's about, right? I mean, I think I was trying to see if there was a way I can get I have my older daughter was she had an appointment. I wanted her to come in and talk and share some of because she had volunteered for Autism Tree and enjoyed it. And she's in STEM. And her story is that she's in engineering, and she had her own struggles. And here she is, and 10% of women, can you believe this? That this is the education gap right here with women in engineering. Only 10% of women are in engineering. That's still, I mean, we've got to do something about that to increase this in the STEM in that area. And I know that Autism Tree, that they do focus on the STEM part, which is nice, and encourage and do things to help in students and learning, and bringing them in and being that inclusive part is important there. So inclusivity and making something that is also striving for equity, being equitable, leveling the playing field, right?
Yeah, I know Tamar's daughter actually has participated in our Girls in STEM program. Tamar, I don't.
Yeah. Do you think Sienna met Judy's daughter?
No, I don't think so. I'm just saying. I'm just sharing. They've
Yeah,
got
yeah. Sienna did participate in Autism Tree's STEM program. So yeah, no, it's
They probably know each other.
so they probably
Yeah.
met. Yeah. But I appreciate that because my daughter, she's yeah, she loves to talk. She's actually very social. So when people think that those on the spectrum, they're introverted or they don't communicate, that's not the case with Sienna at all. So I just I love these lunch and learns because I learned so much from everybody's experience.
That's great. Yeah. And I look forward to hearing about how she's doing. So I'm looking forward to coming back. And like I said, connect with me on LinkedIn. I could put in my LinkedIn information in here. That's
A couple
okay.
people are starting to leave. We can do our group picture with Judy if you have 1 second, Val. I don't want to lose another person. Let's do our group photo with Judy.
Okay.
If you can, let's do it.
If you'd like to share your camera, please do. And I'll do a screenshot. Ready? 3, 2, 1, cheese. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. And thank you, Judy. This was incredible. It was so
Thank
informative.
you.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Take care.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day.